as a security guard in Manila years ago, at a detention center where strange things were always whispered about. But none of us were ready for what happened when they brought in a young woman named Clarita Villanueva. She couldn't have been more than 17 or 18, small, quiet, ordinary. But the guards kept saying something was wrong with her. Some called her possessed. I thought it was just fear or gossip, until I saw it with my own eyes. The first night she was restless in her cell. At first it was normal, tossing, mumbling in her sleep. Then the screaming started. Not a normal scream, but something that sounded like it came from deep underground, layered with voices that didn't belong to her. Her body twisted violently, convulsing in ways no human body should bend. Her eyes rolled back, and her voice turned guttural, mocking, speaking in tongues I didn't recognize. I tried to convince myself it was a fit, maybe some kind of sickness. But then the marks appeared. Right in front of us, red welts rose across her skin. Long scratches tore down her arms, as if invisible claws were raking through her flesh. I stood frozen, the flashlight trembling in my hand. And then came the bite marks. Deep impressions on her shoulder, then her neck, as though unseen jaws were sinking into her. We rushed to the bars, trying to pull her away from whatever was attacking her. But there was nothing there, nothing we could see. She was gasping, choking, her lips curled into a horrible grin. And then she started laughing. That laugh, it wasn't hers. It was deeper, rougher, echoing, as if something else was speaking through her. "She's ours," it said, though her mouth never moved the way the words sounded. Some of the guards dropped their batons and fled the room. I couldn't move. I just stood there, rooted to the spot, my skin cold with the sweat. Clarita turned her head toward me, her eyes still rolled back, but somehow I felt she was staring directly into me. She whispered something I couldn't understand, but the meaning was clear. I was next. Priests came the following day. They prayed over her, sprinkling holy water, reading verses. She thrashed and screamed, her body lifting off the floor, as though unseen hands were holding her up. They tried to restrain her, but no one dared touch her. The entire cell smelled of sulfur and decay, and the temperature dropped so low I could see my breath. For days it continued. Sometimes she would appear calm, sitting quietly in the corner. But then, out of nowhere, the attacks began again. Laughter that didn't belong to her, voices echoing from nowhere, the sound of claws scratching against the concrete, though nothing was there. I didn't last long in that job after her. Even when I went home, I could still hear her voice. Sometimes when I closed my eyes at night, I'd hear that laugh, low and cruel, ringing in my ears. A few times, I even woke up with what looked like scratches across my chest. I told myself I must have done it in my sleep, but deep down I knew better. Clarita wasn't just a girl who needed help. Something had taken her, and for those of us who saw it, it felt like it wanted to take us too. To this day, I avoid talking about her. But sometimes late at night, when everything is quiet, I still hear that laugh. And every time, I wonder if she ever escaped, or if the thing inside her is still out there, looking for someone new to claim.